He was the third player drafted in June of 1999, a fact not lost on his younger brother who went one spot ahead of him. Now in season number 13 with the Vancouver Canucks, and a winner of the Hart and the Art in 2010. A season where he had 14 more assists than anyone else. He's the captain. He's number 33, Henrik Sedin.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Canucks TV. We're with the Canucks captain, number 33, Henrik Sedin. And Henrik, a little research tells me that one of the greatest gifts you ever got from your brother was the same gift that you gave him. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Ami Amour, the horse. Does that ring a bell?
Amour Ami.
Amour Ami. And it was a picture of a horse that you guys...
Well, yeah, it was our best horse at the time, and he had won a couple of big races, and we got a chance. You got a chance as an owner to get this T-shirt with the horse on it and your name and the trophy and everything, but he apparently was thinking the same thing. So it was a while ago.
It just reaffirms that great minds think alike.
Exactly.
Growing up in Sweden, what do you take from it? What has it done to bring you here? How much is your childhood in Sweden to do with the success you've had as a National Hockey League player?
Well, I think played a big role in my career. I think being a younger there, getting a chance to spend so many hours on the rinks back home and playing different sports, there were never any problems with ice time. You could play whenever you wanted to, and I think that really has helped us in our career.
When did you know that maybe you were a better than average player?
Yeah.
Would the Sedins ever admit that they knew that they were good at something?
Yeah, no, that's an interesting question, but as a kid, we never thought about it that way. We played soccer as well, and we were successful there. And we were both invited to come to a soccer academy in Sweden, which is very unusual for where we're from. And we were almost taking that route instead. But I think when we turned 12, 13, we could kind of sense that we weren't maybe the most gifted players if you look at our skating or our shooting or the way of beating guys one-on-one, but we had, I think we could tell we had like a hockey sense where we were able to compete with a lot of older players than us just by being smart.
Was choosing hockey over soccer a difficult decision, and how old were you?
We were 16. It was tough. I mean, we loved soccer, and we still do. But moving away from home when we were 15, turning 16, that would have been, I think, too tough of a choice for us. So we took the easy route.
So once you were identified as promising young hockey players, did you feel expectations of your country?
Yeah.
I think it was Anders Hedberg who said that, the talented Swedish hockey players get saddled with the baggage of expectations. They're carrying their country for as long as they play. Do you feel that?
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, especially for us two being twins. I mean, we came up in the Swedish Elite League when we were 16, which is very young, and I mean, we had so much media around us, following us at school and outside the rink. And
was it uncomfortable?
For sure it was. I mean, we're not people that like to say no or disappoint people. So at the time we had a tough, we couldn't really say no to the different things. And over here you get help from the media relations department, but back home you're by yourself. And being 16, it was tough because you just want to play hockey and be a normal kid, because we went to school at the same time, and so it was tough.
Was there similarities to the media here and the media there? I mean, they're on you all the time, or did they understand that you were really young at that point and you weren't getting paid to play yet, right?
No, they understood, but at the same time they were putting us on a pedestal. Like we couldn't do anything wrong, and for the first 3-4 years, until you reach a point where maybe you had a bad World Championships or you had a bad half year in the Swedish Elite League, and all of a sudden they try to really bury you, and that's how Swedish media works, I think.
What's it like when you go home now? Obviously you're recognized.
We are, but up until I think last World Championships, when we came home and won it for Sweden there, we've never really been big stars back home.
Really?
you barely see us in media back home. We try to stay away from doing anything in the summertime regarding being on TV or in the papers.
How come?
Well,
Because you get enough of it here for 9 months?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't mind doing anything when it comes to hockey, talking about hockey. But when it comes to family and stories about our life outside hockey, that's something that I think if our family and friends know about it, that's good enough.
Where did you get the ability to pass the puck? And it's a simple question, but it's not a simple skill. And we always talk about your vision, but there's so much more that goes into it. There's anticipation, there's a sense of that guy's there right now, and there's 2 more guys that are there in the middle, but he's going to be over there pretty soon. I mean, is it a gift from the DNA gods, do you think?
I think it is somehow, because I know Daniel, he has the same kind of vision that I have, so it has to be in our blood, I think. He's been turned into more of a scorer, but I think deep inside he is pretty much the same kind of player that I am. I mean, growing up in Sweden, the first thing they teach is not to shoot the puck, it's to pass the puck, and you spend endless hours fine-tuning those skills. And I think for me, I've been criticized from when I was 12 that I'm not shooting enough, and I think that's part of why I am a good passer, because I don't listen to that, and I don't listen to when people start booing from the stands or they're screaming at me to shoot the puck or something. A lot of times that's the easy option, is to get the puck in the net. Yeah, and of course I'm going to give up some great scoring chances myself. I know that, but if you look over the course of my career, I think I've helped score more goals than passing up on my own goals. So that's the way I see it.
How would you say you and Daniel are different? Even a little bit or a lot?
Did Daniel get to ask this question too or no?
Maybe.
Different wise, I don't know. I mean, I used to be the more responsible one, I gotta say. Like when mom and dad was asking for something, it was me that they called. But the last couple of years, they started calling me more and more about those things. So I think he's maturing.
Dishes needed to be done. Daniel was nowhere to be seen.
Exactly. That was him actually. Yes. Growing up too, he was more the outgoing guy. He was. That was the biggest difference. I think it still is. I mean, he tended to be more with friends. Like he was out all night to be with friends. And I was more the kind of stay-at-home guy, and I would be there, but a lot of times, not every night.
Henrik on the right wing board, skates back to the blue line, moves down top of the circle, passes in front, score! Wonder Twin powers activate!
Are you kidding me? Get out the highlight reel. Henrik Sedin is going coast to coast. What a spectacular individual effort by Henrik Sedin, who's playing the best hockey of his career.
What do you remember about the day you got drafted?
It's funny at the time, like looking back, you would think that we would be nervous or being separated, like being drafted by different teams, but we never thought about it that way. I don't know if we just expected to be picked by different teams, or because we had no clue about what the Canucks were doing up until 5 minutes before the draft started. So that's. But I think we were so focused on our Swedish career, where we played in Modo, we played a few World Championships, we were successful back home, and we weren't going to come over anyways that year. So for us, we were focused on I think our Swedish team at the time.
Like even on draft day, is it fair to say the NHL wasn't even at that point something you really, really, really wanted? Or had you got to the point when the draft came around that it was something that you wanted? We
really wanted it, but to be honest, I think at the time the attention was so high on us, not only in Sweden, even like over here as well. So I think we were a little bit scared of the attention, I think. And I remember draft day when we got drafted, and when we got home to the hotel afterwards with our family and our brothers. I mean, a lot of players they celebrated with going out for a nice dinner or something. But I remember we just walked back to our hotel room and spent the night with our brothers playing cards. And just, it was so nice to relax afterwards.
Do you think it's hard for your older brothers, given
No.
what their younger twin brothers have done?
I got asked them, but I don't think so. Not the way they treated us, or they're successful in what they're doing, and they've always been extremely supportive, and they're a big part of why we are where we are right now.
How did you get through the first 3 or 4 years here that were a real challenge for you guys, and I don't necessarily mean on the ice. I think what you guys had to experience off the ice was obviously at times challenging, and I think at times pretty shameful on the behalf of the community, behalf of the media. But you persevered and you got through it. Was it a lot more difficult than you guys made it look?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, it was a lot of times you came to a game and you almost expected to hear some boos and some comments from the stands. But again, it's our teammates was so great to us. I mean, you look at the guys that were there: Brendan Morrison, Marcus, Matthias, Trevor, Bertuzzi, Johanovski, like all the guys. They always support us.
What would they tell you? What do you remember that really meant something?
They didn't really tell us much.
You knew they were there for you.
Exactly, and it's if you lost a game from a mistake that we did or we made, it wasn't a big deal. They just told us to move on and move on to the next game. The rest there. That's the bottom line.
How important was Daniel for you, and how important were you for Daniel?
If we wouldn't have been on the same team, I would think that we would have either tried to get the other one here or move back. I don't know. It's
was there a part of you that wondered whether you wanted it after a couple of years, whether it was worth it?
No, I don't think so. We never thought about going home. It's for us. It's always been like, if you go through something tough, it doesn't matter if it's a workout or if it's something in life. I mean, if you give up, you feel so bad about yourself, and so it was never on our mind. And that's something we try to tell our kids too. That like, if it's something tough that they don't really want to do, it's try to support them and try to make them go through it, because it's going to make you stronger.
No choice in 04-05. There was a lockout, so you did go home and play. And of course, since you came back, the numbers, the game changed, the rules changed. I don't know how much you would concede that helped your game. Clearly, the production changed, and you were different players. What was the significance of that 1 year away?
Well, the lockout wasn't great. I mean, hockey, if you look at our game back in Sweden, we were struggling as a team, and it wasn't. I don't think it was a great year. I was surprised how the game was different back home than it was over here. A lot of clutching, grabbing, hooking, holding, and it was just a tough.
The game we complained about here.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and it was way worse back there, and I think it still is. So I think we got a lot stronger. Even the year before the lockout, I think we became better players. But then the lockout, we worked extremely hard for 2 summers there, and it came to a point where we told ourselves that we start playing the way we know we can, have fun, forget about everything that goes on around us, and because either we're going to succeed playing our way, or we're not going to succeed at all. And I'd rather have it that way. If people look at us before the lockout to after, I mean, we're different people. You can tell by the way we skate, the way we play hockey. We were different players.
From the left wing corner, leaves for Olin on the left wing boards, behind the net to Daniel, coming up front, Henrik scores! Henrik for Daniel! Canucks win in 4 overtimes! And now it's going to be official as he removes his helmet and his gloves. Off comes the jersey with the A. And you know what's going on now, Tom.
Oh, I sure do. This is what sport is all about. What a wonderful touch. Orland Kurtenbach, the first captain of the Canucks, one of their great leaders of all time, giving the sweater to Henrik Sedin, who I think can turn out to be one of the best captains in Canucks history, too.
So you go from not being terribly comfortable in the public eye to suddenly being the captain of a Canadian-based hockey team. I fast forwarded there, obviously, but what's it been like to have that responsibility, and what do you think your responsibility is as a captain?
I think it's been great. And if they would have asked me 6-7 years ago, I wouldn't have been ready. But that's comes to maturity too. If you look at all our career, I think we've taken steps every year. In that regard as well, and at the time I was ready. I felt that I've done my years, and I've been around long enough and enough players and good leaders to know what to expect. So it wasn't a tough choice when they asked me.
Did you have to change who you are a little bit?
That's the one thing I didn't do. If you look at a guy like Nick Lidstrom, one of the best captains that's ever played a game. I've been around him at Olympics and World Championships, and he doesn't say a whole lot. I mean, he goes out, he does his thing, and he's there for for you when you need him. He was out in place, and that's same with Trevor too and Marcus. That's usually when you're, I think, doing the best job.
What do you think having a family has done for how you approach the game and what the game represents in light of that responsibility?
Yeah, no, it's different too. I know that. I mean, Daniel got his first born before I did, and he said right away that it changes his mindset a little bit. And then, I mean, all of those things happen at the same time where we started getting better as hockey players, better prepared. We came back from the lockout. We got kids. I mean, everything happened at once, and it's tough to pinpoint one thing that's been the biggest difference, but that's one of them for sure.
I mean, this city was tough on you initially, but is home away from home for you now. When you think Vancouver, what do you think of?
Great people, I think. It is home for us. I wouldn't call it home away from home. It is home, and it's a very small, big city. I feel a lot of respect for what you're doing, and you feel very relaxed when you're here. And I think that's what being home is.
What did you know about it before you came here? You'd never been, had you?
No, I had never been there. Well, Brian Burke told me one thing, but I'm not going to say that on camera. I'll tell you afterwards. I knew it was raining a lot. I've heard that. Talking to Marcus too after we got drafted, he said it was a great city. It's a big hockey market, but people care about hockey. But I think that was pretty much it.
Charity and giving back to the city you're in, did that just come really easy to you, or did somebody impress the importance upon it? Is that a family value? How did that all evolve? Because you make it look so simple, and you and your brother and your wives made it very generous as well.
It's something you don't really do in Sweden, where you go and visit hospitals and raising money for those kind of things. But
you don't do it at home.
No, they still don't do it as a team. I think they can do way more of it back in Sweden, but they're not. So that's something you start doing coming over, and over the years you pass through so many families where you see parents where their kids have maybe 2 nights left to live. I mean it's heartbreaking, but it was something that I think we started thinking about a few years back, and when we knew we were going to stay here, when we decided to do this.
And here's Henrik in. Cuts inside, now spins again, he scores!
Wow.
Henrik Sedin! Stanton's pass broken up, but he gets it back. Daniel, Henrik shoots, scores!
What does post-hockey look like for you? I'm not rushing you. You got 4 more years after this one, and you got another decision to make then, too.
Exactly.
But have you thought about it, what you might want to do? Would you stay in the game?
We'll see. I haven't thought about it enough. I would like to stay in the game somehow. What that is, it's tough to. I can't really answer that now. We love it here. Staying here is not out of the loop either after our career that here's done. So we'll see.
When you take the big snapshot of your time in Vancouver, has it worked out a little bit better than you thought you would? Way better than you thought you would? What would you say?
I would say way better, because when we came over, we were so young and I don't think we were prepared enough to play this game. I know we told ourselves that we're going to try to get through this 3 years, our entry-level deal, and then see where we are. And if you want to go back, then we'll move back. That's what we told each other. But now we're here, and we have families here, and we love the place, and so I think overall, even those 3-4 first tough years, when you look back at them now, they were tough some days, but a lot of days were great as well. So it's been way over our expectations for sure.
Given the criticism you and your brother took when you first came into the league, about whether you had the requisite toughness to go with this league, and you play all those games consecutively, did that streak mean more to you than maybe we understand?
Yes.
Cal Ripken said one day, he says, "I get paid to play baseball, it's my job." Wouldn't you play it if you could play it every day? That's how simple he looked at it. Is that how you felt?
That's exactly. That was the right way to put it. I think it's. You prepare every summer. There was times, of course, during the 10 years where I didn't miss a game, where there's stretches where like, it would be nice to maybe just take the night off, or once the game starts, it's so much fun. I mean, even if you're struggling, like once you get on the ice, it's such a fun sport. You can make a difference each and every time you're on the ice, and so it's a special game.
Do you allow yourself to be satisfied that you guys have made it remarkable dent in the National Hockey League, the greatest game in the world? Or is that for when you retire?
Yeah, I think that's from a couple years down the road, but
You were a Hart Trophy winner.
yeah, I know, but again, it still hurts when you look back at where we were a few years back and couldn't be able to finish it off. And that's going to be there even after we retire, if we're not doing something here special the next couple years.
You met a lot of people since you became an NHL hockey player, right? Not just hockey players.
No, different.
Anybody stand out?
Oh, that's tough.
I remember you met Peyton Manning a few months
I
ago.
did, yeah, that stands out. Yes.
What was that like?
That was great. First of all, I'm not a guy that goes
Celebrity seeking?
No, exactly, and I don't really
You are one.
go bananas. I don't see myself as one, but it was neat seeing him. I've always been a fan of football. The way he sees the field and everything, it's something I look at as pretty impressive.
Do you ever take the game home with you? You seem so balanced. You seem so even. But are there times it's hard to leave the game at the rink?
The last couple of years, we've been successful here, and it's easy to say that you leave it at the rink. When you get kids, there's so many other things going on, and they tend to get you going at home and think about different things. But once you go through a losing stretch, you tend to think about it a little bit more. But it was not like our first couple of years, going back to those years where we didn't have kids. We came home and 24/7 we were thinking about hockey.
1,000 games in the NHL. Not many players are able to accomplish that feat. Obviously, what does it represent to you?
That you've been fairly successful. I think it makes it more special for me to do it on the same team as where you started. And in a hockey market like this, where there's a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure, but we've been able to handle those things, ups and downs and everything. It's a special number.
Scoring champ Henrik Sedin with under 3 minutes to go. And I can't remember ever seeing Henrik Sedin more excited.